Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words from 2004. Become part of an army ranger team as you battle your way through enemy-infested towns. Regain control of the Atlantic and establish a beachhead as part of the D-Day invasion force on Omaha Beach in Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Yes guys, we're going back. This is one of the first of my retro game reviews that I'm going to be doing over the coming months. I've started out with one of my all-time favourite games, which is Medal of Honor Allied Assault. And the reason that this is one of my favourite games, and it still stands the test of time today, is because of how well it was put together. Bearing in mind, in 2004, I actually thought this was 2002, but apparently it says on GOG that it's 2004. But this game was kind of a groundbreaking game of its day. I mean, back then PCs, I don't know what PCs were, probably Pentium 1s or something, and I don't know what the PC status was back then, but nowhere near powerful enough to run the kind of games that we're running today. So the developers of this game pretty much had their hands tied. They had to have quite a bit of loading in between, but it isn't too bad really. I mean, the loading in between as the levels progress is only about 10 seconds, and they are few and far between, but they do have to break up the levels a little bit. What I like about this game more than anything is the gunplay. I absolutely love the gunplay in this. It's just so satisfying riddling a German with an SMG and watching their body twitching as they're nothing against Germans, but you know, firing this into anybody really is just so much fun in the game. The twitch, the scream, the fall to the floor, but you know, they might not be dead, they're just kind of getting a breath on the floor and you have to finish them off a lot of the time. And it's so satisfying. The sniping's satisfying in this. All the guns are satisfying in this, let's be honest. The grenades are the way you want them in a game, the way they should always be in a game, the way they have always been in a game, where you just hold your mouse button down. The longer you hold it down, the further you'll throw the grenade. Or if you just want a quick little throw on the floor as you're running through a door, you just press your right mouse button. It's absolutely perfect, absolutely simple. None of these bullshit arrows like you got in Sniper Elite 4 saying you will fire the grenade and it'll land right there. I mean, what a load of fucking wank. We don't need that. We're gamers, you know, we're not fucking idiots. And this game doesn't treat you like an idiot. It's brutally hard at times. I'm playing, all this footage you're seeing here is on the medium setting. I probably could have bumped it up to hard, to be honest, but I still died a lot of times playing this. It kind of promotes brave gameplay at times, and just, you know, it's sometimes best to just rush in with the SMG and just create havoc, shooting a few enemies at a time, so that every time the bullet hits them, they're like, can't fire back at you. They sort of reel off the actual bullet. So that's like a good tactic. You spray a few of them and then just keep spraying until they drop. It's so fucking satisfying. But if you try that on some levels, you will die very, very quickly. The sharpshooters in this game are bloody lethal. They very rarely miss, and if a machine gun gets you in its bead, you are dead. It will just riddle you with bullets. There's no regenerating health on this. You have to rely on health packs strategically placed around the levels. Sometimes when you shoot an enemy, he will drop a small health kit, which is really handy. Ammunition, again, can be getting off the dead Germans. SMG ammo fits SMG, whether it's a German or an Allied gun. There's different types of gun. You've got your pistols, you've got your SMGs, and you've got your bar, which is like the more powerful machine gun. And the Germans have their own version as well. And again, bullets are compatible both ways. You've got RPGs, you've got sniper rifles, you've got the Springfield. Pretty much every weapon from World War II's in this. And the missions revolve around building up to D-Day and then D-Day itself. And the D-Day mission especially is just awesome when you're coming in on the landing craft and then the whistle goes as the front drops down and everybody's just getting machine gunned to death. The atmosphere as you were running across that beach is just amazing. Not a cutscene in sight, and that's one of the things that I loved about gaming back in the day. They didn't ruin games with cutscenes. You do everything on Omaha Beach. You're just running across that beach, getting shot to shit, and you'll die a lot if you don't use the cover system well. And you have to try and get to the shingles, and if you've watched Saving Private Ryan, it's pretty much identical to that game. This is the video game of Saving Private Ryan, and the reason even the voice actors are all from Saving Private Ryan, And the reason all this is because Steven Spielberg actually created this game. So you can imagine he was just saying, right, use all the assets that you want. And so it's kind of like a carbon copy of Saving Private Ryan in a lot of the missions. The whole game isn't Saving Private Ryan. I mean, there's nobody called Ryan in this that you have to save as such, but certain aspects like D-Day that's copied off Saving Private Ryan. There's a few bits in the town as well that you can see the similarities between Saving Private Ryan, and it's all good. It's one of the, it's probably, let's be honest, it's not one of the, it is the most atmospheric war game that you'll ever play. It's just insanely good. It's all linear. I mean, all the way through it's linear, but linear games can be fun, as this proves. Where this kind of whips the arse of Call of Duty is it's way more believable. You are not constantly being taken away from control. If someone's got something to say to you, it's like Half-Life. You're still in control of your character. You can still look wherever you want, and that guy's rabbiting on there. Yeah, Powell, you've got to go around here and you've got to kind of capture these documents. You've got to sneak into this building. You've got to take out this enemy general, and you are free to kind of just walk around and look while he's briefing you, as you would in real life.
Powell, stick to those impact raiders. Cut across to that trench over there and find a way up the bluff. Take out the bunker gunners. You can get a clear shot. Wait for my signal. Covering fire.
That's what people don't get about cutscenes. As soon as you bring a cutscene and take control away from the player is immediately disconnected from the game because he's not doing anything. It now becomes a movie. And games back then, they could do cutscenes, but they chose not to do them, and it makes all the difference when you're playing it. It is so much more fun than playing the Call of Duty games. And the first Call of Duty, the first two Call of Duties were brilliant. I mean, they really were good. And this is better, though, in my opinion. I think this is just, there was a lot of rivalry at the time between this and Call of Duty, but I think this nails it, just for the Omaha Beach level, to be honest. It's just something else. The AI is smart at times and then dumb at times. It's kind of like it was back in the day, to be honest. I mean, it chooses weight of numbers in a lot of situations. You'll constantly find yourself outmanned, outgunned, and it's all fun. You're retreating into rooms, slamming doors behind you, then they open the doors and you're quickly trying to reload your gun, and then you're filling them full of lead again. You can sneak around as well. You've got silencers on some weapons, especially the pistol. What makes this game so great is the level. The level design is just brilliant. Going into submarine pens, the D-Day landing, sneaking around northern France. There's a lot of the battles in this are real battles. Obviously they're not the exact copy, but they are named, like the D-Day landings, the 6th of June, and there's other battles that you'll recognise straight away. If you know your history of World War II, you'll kind of think, alright, yeah, I'm kind of doing that, am I? Alright, I know exactly where I am on the kind of calendar for World War II, and that makes a big difference as well. And I hope that if Call of Duty, the new one, World War II, is actually Call of Duty World War II, I hope they do that. I hope they kind of make it as realistic as they can. You see, it's not rocket science to make a game like this. You've just got to get rid of the bullshit. Keep it raw, keep it real. Put only the weapons that should be in there, the weapons that should be in there from World War II. Give a good map design, have a good gunplay. It has to be good gunplay. There's no clunkiness in this game at all. It's just fucking amazing gunplay. It's just, like I say, so smooth. You spray your enemies with the machine gun, and it is just so much fun watching them twitch and fall and scream, and the grenades and the sniping. It's really good level design, it's really good combat, and it's a really good game. It also has multiplayer. The multiplayer servers are pretty dead unless you're in North America, but multiplayer is one of the best multiplayers you will ever play with this game. But you know, 2004, it's long dead now, although I am going to probably get a server soon and just play with me subs. And I played it to death multiplayer back in the day, so it is a really good multiplayer game. It has 3 modes. It actually has 4. I think it has team deathmatch, free for all, and objective. Sorry, it has three modes. So there you go, guys. I'm redoing some old games because they really do need a mention. You can get this on the Origin Vault for free, essentially, or you can get it off Good Old Games GOG. It's not a lot of money now. I think it's about $8 or something. It is well worth a buy, guys. It might be a bit hard to run it. The options is from 2004. There might be a way to run it in 1080p, but I didn't actually find it. I didn't look, to be honest. But it does run. I'm running a dual monitor setup and it runs. It took a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. A bit of Googling and you can easily get it actually running. For me to get it running, I have to crash the game the first time using Control-Alt-Delete, and then the second time it starts up perfect and it never crashes once it's running. So there you go. Medal of Honor Allied Assault is definitely worth a buy.